It's time for another Devo tip on Christmas in Revelation chapter 12. This week we're going to look at verse 5. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared, and the soul felt its worth. What beautiful words, aren't they? She gave birth to a male child, one who is to rule all the nations with a rod of iron. But her child was caught up to God and to his throne. John's quick snapshot of Jesus' entire life, his miraculous birth, and his victorious ascension confirms the child's destiny as ruler over the earth. But what does ruling all the nations with a rod of iron look like? The imagery here comes from shepherding. Shepherds cared for their flock with two utensils, a wooden staff and a rod made of iron. The staff kept the sheep in line, but the rod of iron kept sheep safe in desolate pastures where bandits, hyenas, jackals, and lions often lurked. The rod of iron was the shepherd's weapon to defend himself and his sheep. In Psalm 2, verse 9, the imagery is taken further. In receiving the nations as his inheritance, God's Son shall break them with a rod of iron and dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. This is another ancient Near Eastern custom that's coming into play here. People used to take broken pottery and grind it down to fine dust. It was called homra. Once it was ground to powder, the homra was ready to be used for new purposes. It reminds me of Nebuchadnezzar's dream that presented the world's kingdoms as a dazzling, impressive statue until a heaven-cut stone suddenly appears and pulverizes it. In Daniel chapter 2, the dream ends with the stone becoming a great mountain on earth, filling creation with heaven's glory. Like broken pottery ground into powder, the kingdoms of the world will become homra. That is, they will be redeemed into a new and indestructible cement that endures forever. All the broken pottery of human history will be reduced to dust, so to speak, to create a new and imperishable city that has foundations, whose designer and builder is God. That's Hebrews 11, verse 10. The God of heaven will set up a kingdom that shall never be destroyed. It shall stand forever. You see, the rod of Christ guarantees that the world will enter in the age to come is not another world. It is this world, this heaven, this earth, both renewed. It is these forests, these fields, these cities, these streets, these people that will be the scene of redemption. At present, they are battlefields full of strife and sorrow, but one day they will be fields of victory, fields of harvest, where out of seed that was sown in tears will be reaped and brought home. That's a quote from Ed Thurneson. History will not be eradicated, but redeemed. All the glory and honor of history will be brought to the Lord and then utilized in the age to come. I like how Christopher Wright says it. He says the world to come will not be a blank sheet with all your accomplishments simply crumpled up and tossed into a cosmic incinerator. It will take the totality of your life, purged and disinfected of all the poison and corruption of your fallenness, as the starting point of an unimaginable future, an eternity of new creation and new creativity, totally glorifying to God and satisfying to you, to be enjoyed forever. A thrill of hope, the weary soul rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn.